What can individuals do to help promote change here in the United States and abroad?
Well, alone, they really can't do anything very much, which is exactly why every social change in history and every advance in history, and there are plenty of them, has come from concerted, organized public action. That's why we don't live under feudalism. That's why we don't have slavery. That's why we've achieved a certain level of civil rights. That's why women's issues got onto the agenda in the last years. That's why questions about the environment, meaning the possibility that our children or their children may have a world to live in, became issues. It was never given by a gift from above. It was always given by struggle. Sometimes the struggles achieved, sometimes they're beaten back. I mean, take, say, labor struggles in the United States. The unions have typically been, in many countries, one of the dominant, if not the dominant, agency of progressive social change, of improving the welfare of the general population. The United States is a business-run society to an unusual extent. That's why we are off the spectrum on things like health care and so on. It also happens to have an unusually violent labor history. U.S. workers didn't get the rights that were pretty standard in Europe until the 1930s, about 50 years afterwards, after a very violent and brutal struggle, I should say, with hundreds of workers killed by security forces and so on. So then they finally got, say, the right to organize and the 40-hour week. Those rights were quickly lost. There was a tremendous business offensive to try to beat back those gains. Business was terrified by them. You read the business press in the 30s after the right to organize was finally won, and there's talk about how the rising political power of the masses is the greatest hazard facing industrialists, and unless their thinking is redirected, we're going to face disaster. The kind of vulgar Marxist rhetoric is normal for business publications, I should say. The values are opposite, but the beliefs are the same about how the world works. And immediately after the Second World War, those victories were beaten back. The 40-hour week is a thing of the past. The right to organize is a thing of the past. I think I broke this or something. Okay, thanks. Unions are declining, and with them, one of the means by which people can participate in a meaningful way in changing their lives. The hysteria about the effort of working people through their organizations to enter the political arena shows you just how much is at stake. But it also answers your question. What you should do is exactly the kinds of things that are going to lead to hysteria among privileged and powerful people. And they indicate very clearly what those things are, and just follow the lead.